Hello and good morning everyone. I am Professor Mangesh Joshi from Department of Industrial Engineering and welcome to the course on materials management. So in this course we will cover the following course outcomes, that is importance of materials management in the industry. This is the first course outcome. Then we will see the purchasing stores management aspects of goods in the industries. Then vendor management and supplier selection. The fourth course outcome is inventory management in industries. And the last, the application of materials management concepts in different industries. So in the introduction, we will be seeing what is materials management and its importance, scope, objectives of materials management in this video. Now, materials management is defined as an organizational concept which has the authority and responsibility of all activities concerned with the flow of materials in the organization. So if you consider an example of industry, so whatever material is there in the industry, it is because of the materials department, which is there in an organization, which takes care of all the activities concerned with the flow of material, let us say from one department to other department in the organization. So it is concerned with planning, organizing and controlling the flow of materials from their initial purchase through its internal operations and then to the service point through distribution channel. Now, before going on to materials management, first of all, you must understand the various classification of manufacturing materials. So there are various categories such as raw materials, purchase parts, work in process, and MRO supplies. So first is raw materials. So the raw materials that the company converts into processed parts. This might include parts specifically produced for the company and parts bought directly off the shelf. That is, for example, bolts and nuts. Then second type of classification is purchased parts. So the parts that the company buys from outside sources, that is rubber parts, plastic parts. Third category is work in process. So these are the semi-finished products found at various stages in the production process. That is, for example, you are having 3 workstations. So raw material will come over here, raw material and purchased parts. Then the inventory which is waiting to be processed in subsequent workstations. These are termed as work in process materials. And then MRO supplies, maintenance, repairing and operating supplies, M, R and O, used in the manufacturing process but are not part of the final products. So what are the basic examples of MRO supplies? It may be the lubricating oil or cutting oil used in the lathe machine, or any detergent or soap for washing purposes. So these are all classified into MRO supplies. Now let us understand what are the aims and purposes of materials management. So the basic aim of the materials management is to ensure right quality of goods, right in right quantity, at right time, right place, and right cost. So the purpose or main objective of materials manager is to ensure this. That is, if you are having a company, so whatever you are purchasing, it should be of right quality. It should be in right quantity as well. Because if the quantity, if you purchase it in bulk, so it will hold up your capital. If you purchase in less quantity, so you will suffer from the opportunity loss. So whatever you are purchasing, it should be in right quantity. Again, it should be available at the right time, or else your production will be hold up. It should be available at the right place, and again, very, very important, that is, it should be available at the right cost. So the basic aim is this, right? Quality, quantity, time, place, and cost. So what are the purposes? To gain economy in purchasing, to satisfy the demand during the period of replenishment, to carry reserve stock, to avoid stock out, to stabilize fluctuation in consumption, and to provide reasonable level of client services. So the need of materials management. So you know that materials offer considerable scope for reducing cost and improving profit, because majority of the product which goes out of the company is consists of material, right? So materials offer considerable scope for reducing cost and improving profit. Improving return on investment depends on effective utilization of this material. So if your processes are generating more scraps, then you have to modify the process. So materials adds value to the product. Quality of end product depends on the materials, because if you choose right quality of product or material, your outgoing quality will be proper. So the quality of end product is mainly dependent on material. The efficiency of any organization depends upon the availability of right material in right quantity and right time and right price. So this job of materials management is very challenging. So let us understand the objectives of materials management. So there are two components in the objectives of materials management. One is primary, other is secondary. So the primary objectives are right price, high inventory turnover, low purchase and storage costs, continuity of supply, consistency in quality, good supply relations, development of personnel, and good information system or good records. So you can see that the primary objectives are the objectives which is fulfilled by the materials manager or material managing department. And the secondary objective includes forecasting, interdepartmental harmony, product improvement, standardization, make or buy decision, new materials and products, and favorable reciprocal relationship. So the to achieve the secondary objectives, the materials department needs to help the other departments. That is, for example, if you consider forecasting, then the forecasting is the job of marketing department. Okay, so marketing department basically forecast the demand for your product. So the material department may help the marketing department to improve the quality of forecasts, because this material department is in touch with the actual market. So that's why it may help the marketing department in forecasting. So let us understand one by one the primary objectives as well as secondary objectives of materials management. So there are 9 objectives of material management. In each, in some way or the other, contribute to achievement of some overall company objectives. Right? If the contribution is direct, the objective may be called as primary. If the contribution is indirect, the materials department assisting some other department, the objectives may be called as secondary. So the primary or secondary, the main focus of materials management is to procure right materials in right quality of right quantity at right time, bought from the right source and at right price. So what is basic objective, that is right prices? Now obtaining the least possible price for the purchased material is most obvious purchasing objectives, and certainly one of the most important. If the purchasing department reduces the price of the item it buys, operating costs are reduced and profit are enhanced. So if the material is available at cheaper prices and from the right supplier without compromising the quality standards, okay, so that is the main objective, to reduce price, right, without compromising the quality of raw material. Then second is high inventory turnover. So what is the basic meaning of inventory turnover is? It is the revenue you generate, that is this component, divided by the average inventory you are having, right? So that is basically the inventory turnover ratio. So when inventories are low in relation to the sales, less capital is tied up in the inventories. This is in turn increase the efficiency with which company's capital is utilized, so that return on investment is higher. Also, storage and carrying cost of inventories are lower when the turnover is high, right? Because the basic objective is to minimize the level of inventory, because ultimately you are putting up so much capital into it, and if you are maintaining more inventories than required, your capital is basically locked up. So your objective is to reduce down this inventory levels, okay, so that and just maximize this revenue, okay. This turnover ratio should be high. So this is the primary objective of materials management. The third objective is low cost acquisition and possession. So if materials are handled and stored efficiently, their real cost is lower. Acquisition and possession costs are low when the receiving and stores department operate efficiently. They are also reduced when shipments are received in relatively large quantities, thereby reducing the unit cost of handling. But they are increased if average inventories are boosted with large shipment. So whenever the material arrives at your factory, right, your acquisition cost, that is storage cost, you have to maintain that inventory. If the inventory is perishable, then you have to storage in a storage room, right? So that cost should be minimum, because if you give focus on bulk purchasing, you have to store a large amount of inventories, and for that you will require big space, okay. So this cost of acquisition and possession of the inventories should be low as possible. The next is objective is continuity of supply. Now when there are disruptions in the continuity of supply, excess costs are inevitable. Production cost goes up, excess expediting and transportation costs are likely, and so on. Continuity of supply is particularly important for highly automated processes, where costs are rigid and must be incurred even when production stops because of non-availability of materials, right? So the continuity of supply must be maintained, because if the process is automatic, your line is continuously working, right? If the line stops, then you have to incur a huge amount of losses. That's why you have to ensure the continuity of supply of raw material. The next objective is consistency in quality, right? So every time whether you are receiving raw materials, you have to ensure the quality of received raw material should be consistent. As pointed out earlier, quality of the end product depends on the material that goes into it. When materials purchased are homogeneous and primitive stage, example sand and gravel, quality is rarely a problem, right, for purchasing personnel. When a variety of items of different qualities are needed and meeting rigid specification becomes a challenge to supplier, quality may become the single most important material management objective, right? Because if your quality is poor, then your outgoing quality of product will hamper. And again, if you are purchasing from a supplier, so you have to ensure that every time he sends the material of the same quality. Next objective is low payroll costs. So objective of low payroll cost is a common to every organization. Now every organization wants that their payroll cost should be less as possible, right? The lower the payroll, higher the profits, all other factors being equal, right? So no department can do its job without a payroll. So your objective must be low payroll costs. Very, very important objective is favorable supplier relations. You have to maintain the good relations with supplier. So maintaining cordial relations with supplier benefits the buying company in more than one way, right? So in the first place, a company with good reputation in supplier relation is more likely to attract customers than one with a bad name. So you have to maintain favorable relations and you have to improve it subsequently, right? The next objective is development of personnel. So you have many people in your materials department. So you have to develop them, train them so that they can handle their job effectively and with ease. So that is the responsibility of every head of the department in the organization, that they have to develop their personnel and they have to continuously develop their person. So if you develop your personnel properly, so company's future profits will depend definitely on the talents of its manager, right? So you have to keep training your personnel at each and every level. The last but very important objective is good record keeping. Again, the information you may not know that when some such which information you will be needed at future, right? So you have to maintain each and every information with related to materials or your vendors, suppliers or customers, right? So good records are considered a primary objective of materials management, particularly in the procurement phase, because during the audits you have to show the records, right? So buyers spend the company's money and can be subjected to tremendous temptation, right? So good records along with well-planned administrative controls and periodic audits can discourage corruption. They also partly remove the onus of suspicion, right? So you have to maintain the good record because every information, small amount of information may be needed at later time. Now in the age of data science or machine learning, the data becomes very important. So you have to keep the record of each and every activity of yours. Now let us start with secondary objectives of materials management. So first objective is reciprocal relation. So what is this reciprocal? So when a company deliberately buys as much as possible from its own customer, it is said to practice reciprocity. That is what, for example, if company A is supplying, suppose some part, suppose let us name this as part A, right, to company B, right? The raw material required to produce, suppose part A, is available with the company A, right? So this raw material required to produce product A is taken from company A, right? So this is meaning of reciprocity. So yeah, if you have to excel in the competition, you have to follow this favorable reciprocal relations. In producer goods industries, reciprocity is a fact of business life, right? A company that is a customer inevitably wants to become a supplier. The purchasing manager must impress upon the marketing manager and everybody else that the reciprocal relationship with the customer is in the best interest of the company, right? The second objective is new materials and products. Engineering and manufacturing managers are always interested in new products and materials that will help them more efficiently and thereby achieve one of their primary objectives. The purchasing department can help because it deals regularly with the suppliers responsible for new developments, right? So you can see that materials department is helping design and manufacturing department for new materials available in the market. So this is the secondary objective of materials management. The third very important secondary objective is make or buy decision. Make or buy decisions are generally made by committees consisting of departmental heads. The purchasing manager should spot the need for make or buy decisions and refer to the committee for action. If the advantages of making the product is more than buying a product, then materials manager can take the decision of making the product in-house. If the advantages of buying the product or outsourcing the product, right, is more than actually making the product in-house, then in that case you can go for buying the product directly. The fourth objective is standardization. The fewer the items that need to be controlled, the simple and more efficient does the material management process become, right? So then this objective also can help the designers in standardizing their products. The next is product improvement. This is the most important primary objectives of engineering department, but the purchasing department can assist the engineering department. Their economic knowledge can supplement the technical skills of the engineer on programs to boost profits through product change. The engineering of any product is basically a comprise between design and economic objectives. Right? The purchasing personnel can help engineers achieve their design objectives more economically by suggesting materials or components that will do a better or equivalent job at lower cost. So because the materials management know whatever material is available in the market, so they can help in the product improvement by suggesting materials or components that will do better, right? The next objective is interdepartmental harmony. Again, since the materials department is involved with so many other departments, that is finance, accounts, then production, then your marketing, design. So the material management is a common link to all the departments. So that's why this interdepartmental harmony must be maintained. The next is forecasts. In order to manage materials better, some conception of the future outlook for prices, costs, and general business activity is necessary. In large companies, professional economists make forecasts that are used for both sales and purchase planning, right? So this materials department can help purchasing manager or can help marketing manager to do better forecasts. The next is acquisition. Business acquisitions and mergers are common. Acquisition is taken as one of the ways of business expansion. It is no easy job to identify a possible candidate for acquisition and then to make the necessary overtures for the eventual merger. The purchasing manager can play a useful role in takeover bids because of his wide contacts with the executives of other companies. Since this materials manager involves in various activities which are happening outside, right? So he is more informed about what is going on in others company, right? So this is also one of the role which materials manager or department can play. So this covers the basic introduction to materials management. Thank you for watching the video, and if you are having any queries, you can comment below. Have a good day and happy learning.